Hi all. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today, guys, we're talking all about Black Friday sales and Black Friday wish lists. And also, I want to do sort of a little bit of a Black Friday pep talk, a Black Friday, let's have a chit chat about our budgets, our wish lists, and, impulse shopping. Let's get into it. I just want to do a little chit chat about Black Friday. I am a Black Friday connoisseur. I typically spend the most amount of money in a year of shopping during the Black Friday sales. That is on purpose for me. That is something that I have done for years. I am what I like to call a slow shopper, in the sense that I tend to, as long as something is not limited edition and is not going to be like out of stock or sell out and I really want it, and then in that moment I will purchase it. Or if it's something that I'm purchasing for the channel to review, that's a little bit different. But for myself, for things that I'm buying specifically just for me, not to necessarily even do a video about, or for both purposes, I tend to be a slow shopper. I tend to be someone who is perfectly fine waiting for something that I want to go on sale. I am a firm believer in sales, and I know that for some people with Black Friday, they sort of they have this philosophy of like, if you really wanted it, you would have purchased it before it was on sale. I say nay, nay, my friends, nay, nay. I think that if you really want something, you will know by the time Black Friday comes around. For me, what I like to do with the whole idea of slow shopping is, if it's something that I've wanted for months and I wait and wait and wait, and then by the time Black Friday comes around and I still don't purchase it, that tells me that it's not something that I actually wanted. It's just something that I was sort of coveting and admiring from afar. But if all of those weeks or months go by and it's, it goes on sale and I'm immediately like, yes, purchase, add to cart, check out, that I know I feel confident in my choice in that moment. It's not an impulse purchase. It's something that I've actually sat on and I've actually thought about. And so what often happens for me during this time of year is I create a wish list. I create a list of either specific items that I want or specific brands that I'm interested to try, and I'm waiting to see what their Black Friday sales are going to look like so that I can go and peruse and see, what catches my little fancy, But usually there is a street cleaner truck going by right now and it's really annoying me. Go away. Very rarely am I having like huge impulse purchases. And if I do, because I set a budget for myself, I usually like to pad in that type of thing. If you're creating a budget for yourself to shop for items for yourself, or if you're shopping for Christmas gifts, I don't celebrate Christmas, so when I'm shopping on Black Friday, it's all for me, baby. It's all for me. So I pad in a little nugget in the budget for things that are like things that come up that I go, ooh, I forgot about that, but I'm actually really interested in that. Or it's a sale from a brand, or that that doesn't typically have sales, and then I'm like, ooh, I try to pad that into what I'm spending. So I have my list of hardline things that I'm interested in, and then I have like a little incidentals nugget over here. So that is my philosophy. So usually by the time Black Friday rolls around, I kind of have an idea of what I want. Having said that, Black Friday hasn't been a single day in years. I would say in the last 4 to 5 years, Black Friday is a month long. Black Friday starts November 1st. And so oftentimes for me, what has happened a lot has been that by the time the actual day rolls around, I've already done all my shopping, and I very rarely spend a lot of time on actual Black Friday shopping. For me, I'm fine with that. It creates an environment of not feeling like there's this rush to shop, this rush to spend and to consume. You can kind of take your time because brands are having sales that last a month long. Take, for instance, Pat McGrath. I love Pat McGrath's Black Friday sale. I wait for it. And I knew it was coming. I was like, she recently had a 30% off, and I was like, That's cute. Just give it a week, give it a couple days. Sure enough, she recently announced and released her Black Friday sale, which is a bomb sale. It's 30 to 40%. I think it's 25 to 40% off. So it's 25 if you spend, I think, 100, 25 if you spend 150, and 40% off if you spend 250 or more. That's a really good deal. And then on top of that, she almost always has a Cyber Monday deal, and it's usually surrounding her lipsticks or lip products. This is a tradition with Pat. She does it every year. And I will say this, that if you are someone who enjoys a certain brand, pay attention to the cycles of their Black Friday sales. They tend to do the same thing every year. And if you know that, you can keep that in mind when you're purchasing throughout the year. If it's something that is a permanent addition to their makeup line, to their makeup collection, hold off. Wait for that sale. If you feel like if you can wait, which you can, let's be real, just wait. Like the holiday stuff I purchased because I am a YouTuber, and which sounds so weird to say because I never say that out loud. I'm a YouTuber. But I am. And I purchased that because I wanted to review those things for you. I wanted them for myself, and I never ever purchase things that I myself am not going to use. That is not a good use of my money to purchase things that I myself am not going to get use out of after I've reviewed it on this channel. So for me, I looked at what I would feel like I would get use out of and that I was excited to try, but I also wanted to review some of that collection for you guys. So I purchased it in the moment and I got the 10% off. But if you are waiting to get some of that stuff, guys, now's the time. 40% off, including all the holiday collection items. It's a perfect time to shop. And that sale is going to be going on until Cyber Monday. So you have all of that time to get your list together, to decide what you want, to put things in your cart and take them out, to write a list, to cross things off the list. I always say when it comes to writing wish lists, put everything down that you could possibly think and then narrow it down. Look at it over a couple of days and just go through it and be honest. Like, do I really want this? Nah, that's just kind of on there. Okay, scratch. So that by the time you're ready to shop, the list should be pretty tight. The list should be pretty much what you want to spend money on. That's the way that I do things. It's also the way that I pack for when I'm traveling. I put everything on a little packing list, and then as time goes on, things get taken off the list when I realize I don't want to carry that around, Kind of the same thing. I don't want to spend money on that. Not really. For the longest time, I thought I wanted Natasha Denona's Biba palette. I was thinking about Biba. And then by the time the sale came around, I was like, you know what? I'm good. Because I had as time was going on, just sort of cutting things off the list. My list this year is a little bit bigger than I had originally expected it to be because I didn't shop last year for Black Friday. I made a point of not shopping because I hadn't done that. I've always shopped Black Friday. And I was sort of like, well, my whole work situation was different. My budget was tighter. I was planning on going on a no-buy, and I was like, this will be a great way to sort of use those muscles of when everyone's shopping and it's really exciting and everyone's like, oh, hurry up, to not do that. So that for me was sort of just something that I could do for myself to say that I can do it. This year, I'm not on a low buy. So I'm sort of doing the same thing that I used to do, which is to buy the things that I've been having my eye on for a really long time now. I know that there's a couple of things that I want for, as far as household items. I have those on the list. I know that I want a couple of pairs of winter long sleeve shirts and some winter tights and things like that. And I kind of know where I want to get those from. So those are on the list and I'm going to shop around, but I have an idea of where those are going to be coming from. So I have those on the list. And then I have some things like makeup brands that I haven't purchased from before that I'm interested in, like Phytosurgeons, which I've been talking about ad nauseum for forever. And I keep not purchasing from them because I'm like, well, let me see, let me make sure I know what I want before I make a purchase, because they're a Canadian brand. I'm ordering from, making an international order. And usually when I do that with brands, I tend to wait and place a bulk order. And then I have everything that I want to try so that I'm not making multiple orders. So I think they're probably a brand. I don't know if they're having a Black Friday sale, but they're on my list and I'm going to check for that come Black Friday. They haven't announced anything yet as of when I'm filming this. They may have by the time this goes up. I don't know. I don't know. But they're on the list. I've already, like I said, I've already done, like we are in November, and November, it should just be called Black Friday month. I don't want to call it Black Month, but it's basically Black Friday month. So a lot of the sales have already started. So I've already purchased a good amount of what I want to purchase for this season. Refer is having a sale where all of their brushes and all of their products are 50% off. So I've placed a nice little order with them to, you know, re-up on a few brushes that I really love. They have a couple of newer brushes that I would like to try. So I placed an order with them. I placed my Pat McGrath order. I knew what I wanted immediately. Like I had been planning on it. And I said to myself, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till the Black Friday sale. I know it's going to be bomb. I thought it was going to be 35% off because that's usually what it is. She upped the discount to 40% this year, which is amazing. So I was like, absolutely. And I got the few things that I wanted there. There are a few things like lip products that I'm curious about. If she has her Cyber Monday deal where she does her lip product thing, I might do a little perusal, but I'm not wed to that. That's kind of in the incidental pile, you know, if I'm interested. But yeah, my list is pretty tight. Like I said, I've purchased things. We just had the Sephora sale not too long ago, so a lot of that has been, like, I've gotten things that I really wanted to try as far as other brands go. There's a couple of other things that I'm looking at. Like I would like to try the Kosas powder, but that has been out of stock in the shade that I need everywhere. So if it's in stock and on sale, then I will purchase it. But as of now, it's not in stock last time I checked. So it might not even be available for me to purchase. But yeah, my list is honestly more geared towards fashion lifestyle things than it is makeup, because this makeup sales have already sort of started. So I'm not, and I've been sort of purchasing as those things have kind of come up. They're not on the list anymore. You know, they've kind of been scratched off. But yeah, so let's talk about sales that I think are worth it and sales that I think aren't. I think the Pat McGrath sale is absolutely worth it. I had someone ask if I could do a recommendations video. I would say I'm going to leave a card up. I have a video ranking every single Pat McGrath product in her collection, literally. So I would say watch that because it is a ranking and you will get a lot of information about what I recommend from Pat in that video. I don't think I'll necessarily have time to do a specific just Pat McGrath recommendations video. I would love to, but I don't know if I have time, so I don't want to overpromise on that. But in the meantime, I will leave a card for that video because that gives you, it is incredibly thorough as far as what I enjoy from her brand and what I think you can skip. But if you've never tried Pat, if you are a Pat connoisseur, but you are on a budget like most of us are, this is the time to get it while the getting is good, is what I say. This is a good time to buy what you want from her and get a really good discount. So she's doing, like I said, the 40% off, $250 or more. She's also throwing in this Astral Quad, the Ritualistic Rose Quad, as a free gift. If you've ever wanted to try that, it's a beautiful quad. It's from her original quad release when she was releasing the quads with only special shades. She doesn't do that anymore. So that is, in my opinion, I think that's a great free item to get because the other ones, they don't exist anymore. You know, you can't get them. So if you want one, if you want that one, which is the rosier tone, hence why it's called Ritualistic Rose. I bought that when I bought my Divine Rose 1 as a companion to that palette. Perfect combination if you know, love that palette and you want something more to go with it. Those two work really well together. Another sale that I think is kind of cool is Ulta's having a really good early Black Friday sale on a lot of brands. Ulta has really good Black Friday sales. To me, Ulta is the place where I really stock up on things. I stock up on, you know, skincare and body care and basic items tend to be what I get when Ulta has their sales. So like my cleansers and, you know, things like that. My Vichy hydrating serum, which I love. Things like that. And they're having early Black Friday deals, but I think the deals are going to be even better once Black Friday comes around. So the things that are on sale now, if there's something that you want that's maybe selling out, get it. But also keep in mind that they're probably going to have another sale that's going to be even better come actual Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Another brand that I am sort of checking for possibly maybe are indie brands, not specific brands, but indie brands in general. I'm just curious about what they've got going on. You know, I have a fair amount of indie makeup, but I'm not an indie makeup connoisseur. So I'm interested to see if there are some brands that are having sales on things that I've had my eye on, like Kyla Beauty. I really want to try a couple of their other palettes. I have the Van Gogh palette, which I really love. It's the only palette I have from them, so I'm interested to maybe try a couple of palettes from them. More like just one. There's really one that I truly want, and I don't want to I'm not going to throw another palette in per se. There's another one that I think is cute, but I don't need it. You know, it's like it's a color story that I kind of can dupe out. But there's one that I really want, so I'm keeping my eye out for that. But again, other than that, there's not a lot of makeup on my list this year, which I'm actually quite excited about because I have a lot of makeup to review already. So I don't feel like I need to add more to that list. One sale that I will be making the exception for when it comes to that is Natasha Denona's Black Friday sale. This sale is legendary. This sale is the stuff of legend because it is always, ignore my thumb. I had a fight with a mailbox and it won. What can I say? It is always a crap show. That sounds terrible. But what I mean by that is the first time she had the sale, people were getting double charged. The second time she had the sale, things were like, it was impossible to check out. Things weren't showing the sale price. People were checking out and then they were refunding them the difference. It was a mess because her website was terrible. She's changed her website. She's upgraded her website. So apparently these things have been fixed. I did not participate in last year's sale. I was very la because that was one sale that I knew was going to tempt me. So I just kind of I just didn't pay any attention to what she did last year. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to look. I just was like, don't tempt yourself. So I didn't. But I will say historically, what Natasha has done is that she has done a buy one, get one. You heard that right. A buy one, get one. Or she will do a bundle. The bundles are like whatever. If you don't own a lot of Natasha, bundles are great. If you do own a lot of Natasha like I do, they're almost always going to include a palette or a product that you already own. So I kind of skip over the bundles. If you don't own any Natasha or you don't own a lot, I think the bundles are a great deal. If you do, I would just skip them. But when she does the buy one, get one, or the buy one, get one half off, she's done that one as well. That's the time, guys. That is the moment that if there are more expensive palettes that you're willing to spend money on and you can get another one that you had your eye on, you see what I'm saying? Because it's usually equal or lesser value. So if there's a midi on set, a midi that you want, you can pick out another midi. A full size 125, you can pick out another full size 125 and you get those. It's such a great deal. And that's why her site was crashing because people were losing their damn minds over it. And I was one of those people. That's how I got a handful of my palettes from her because I wasn't participating in those sales and I tend to wait. Now the Retro Glam just came out. I purchased it ahead of time because it was on sale for the Sephora sale. It was like an app exclusive, the final day of that sale. So I purchased it so that I could have it for a review for you guys. But outside of that, I'm waiting to see if there's other things. I'm thinking I want to get the My Dream palette. I've talked to you guys about reviewing that. I know it's a no palette by this time, but I have some ideas that I really want to compare it to some other palettes that I own and that I've purchased this year. But I still want it because I actually think it's really pretty and it's kind of grown on me the more I've looked at it. So I want to get that one. So if there's a sale where they're all just on sale, I will just get that one. And if there's one for free, maybe I'll throw in something else. I don't know. But that's a sale that I'm checking for. And the thing about Natasha is very strict about her Black Friday sales. She does not reveal them early. You will find out about that sale the day of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day on her Instagram, she will announce, or if you are signed up for her newsletter, which I am, you will either receive an email or you need to check her Instagram. I say sign up for her email newsletter. It's a great tool. Or you can check Instagram if you don't want to do that, if you don't give up your email address. She will announce the sale. And it will be Thanksgiving Day, and it'll probably be towards the end of Thanksgiving Day. That's how she rolls. She like doesn't play. She's like, you're not gonna know till I want you to know. So that's the only sale that I'm like, oh, I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know, but I want it. The other stores and things, you can kind of like, everyone's having their sales now. Like The Ordinary does a sale all month long, and their sale actually ends the day before Thanksgiving. They don't do a Black Friday sale. They do a month-long, almost month-long sale before Black Friday, and they do that specifically because they want people to shop slowly and to shop consciously, and I respect that. A lot of people don't like that Black Friday starts early, that it starts at the beginning of November. I actually really like that. I think it gives people a chance to not be impulsive. Because if you know that a sale is going on for the entire month, it gives you time to think clearly about what you want to spend your money on. Do you need, in the moment, if you know the sale is over by the end of the day, you're going to probably overspend. You're going to get panicky and go like, well, I don't know, so I'm just going to get it all. Whereas if you know a sale is starting mid-November and it's going to go until Cyber Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, you've got a good, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to think about what you want to buy and if it's worth your money. And I think that is great. So I get why some people hate the fact that Black Friday has become Black Friday month, but I personally think that it's actually in the long run a better deal for you as a consumer because it will keep you from being impulsive, which is what brands want you to be. They want you to be impulsive. And I think the reason why they are doing this month-long Black Friday is simply because of competition. One brand or one company does it and everybody does it. That's just the way that it goes. But I think that it actually works out in the long run for you and myself as consumers and how we spend our money because we can shop slowly and consciously. So that is my little ramble, my little hodgepodge of like sales that I'm interested in, sales that I think are worth your time as far as makeup goes and beauty goes. And as you can see, I didn't mention a lot because honestly, I don't think there are a lot. I mean, I will say this is a great time to purchase from smaller brands, smaller companies, smaller businesses. They are having Black Friday sales. And for them, that is actually cutting into their profit because it's not like a large company that can write off the loss in some way if they're selling something at a deep discount. Whereas a small business, they are actually, when they are cutting into the price of something, the margins are so narrow that they actually, a lot of the time, aren't making that much money off of what they're selling you. So it's a good time to support small businesses. So this is a good time to shop indie brands. Like I said, I'm interested in looking to see what indie brands have on offer. A lot of them won't release they're not going to announce their sales until it gets a little bit closer to Black Friday, which is fine. But yeah, I will say, having said all of this, if you can support smaller businesses during this time of the year, then do so. It's why I'm really excited to shop from like Print Fresh. They are a smaller company. They're blowing up. They're growing so much, but they've grown so much just from when I first purchased from them to now. The growth has been exponential, and it's really fun to see because I think that they make amazing quality products. So things like that, shopping from smaller brands, shopping from smaller clothing brands who will also be having Black Friday sales as opposed to like mass market brands if you can. Those brands tend to have higher price points. If you can't afford it, I totally get that. I can't always afford it either. But I would say that this is a good time to do that. We have Black Friday, but we also have Small Business Saturday, which is the day after Black Friday, and we have Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after Black Friday. So we have a good 4 days to really shop and to really choose how we want to spend our money and who we want to give our money to. But yes, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.